Hello everyone, welcome back to the Brain Aneurysm Journey. If you have watched my earlier episodes, you know I was preparing for my clipping of my two aneurysms. Today is different. I already had gone through my surgery and I am recovering back at home. I am recording this around 7 days after my surgery and I want to give you update on the surgery day and the days after, and most importantly how I am doing now, physically, mentally and emotionally. First, just to say it clearly, the surgery is done. Both of my aneurysms has been clipped. I am back home and I am recovering well. By God's grace, by support of all my friends and family, I am doing much better than I expected. I know many of you are watching. They are either preparing for this kind of surgery or thinking about it, or you are supporting someone. This video is for you. Before I proceed, quick disclaimer as always. I am not a medical doctor and this is not a medical advice. This is my journey through the aneurysm. Every person is different and every person's recovery is different. What I am going to give you is the real, honest update on my own personal recovery. But you should always follow your medical team's advice. Let me start with the day of surgery. If you have watched my last video, you know how we were preparing for the surgery. We had all the plans set up and we were asked to check in at the hospital at 5 a.m. early in the morning. The night before, we all gathered around, we all spoke, we had some fun, we took some pictures, but getting to sleep was tough. But anyway, I woke up around 3 a.m. because we wanted to start around 4:20 a.m. from our home to reach the hospital by 5 a.m. sharp. So we woke up. I woke up. I had to take shower in an antibacterial soap they had prescribed me, and I did that. Today is my surgery day and this is around 4:30 a.m. in the morning. We are driving to the hospital. I am with my wife and two of my excellent friends who take their day off from the work to be with me on this day. So it's pretty dark. Surgery is not gonna start until 8:30, but we have to be there early in the morning. We reached the hospital 5 a.m. sharp, got down. It was almost empty. There was no crowd. The check-in was quick and easy. I was easily checked in. They put me on hospital gown and they came and asked me a bunch of questions. And then the other professional comes and asks me again the same set of questions. Then another person came in, asked me another same set of questions, and I answered the same questions again and again, both verbally and in writing and in signature. So coming and going, it was taking some time, and then some medical professional, some nurses came and they took lot of blood for the testing. And then I saw the time, it was around 6:20, 6:30 a.m. in the morning. And they said that I am done for now until they take me to OR around 8:30 a.m. So I don't know why I had to go there so early. That 2 hours of wait time, I am just staring at clock and it seems like it's not moving at all. It was good thing that I had my family and friends with me to kill some of the time. Finally, around 8 a.m., my surgeon came in. That was little surprise. I didn't know that I'll be meeting him before the surgery. He came in and he explained me that how the incision gonna be. And to my surprise, it was a pleasant surprise, because whatever my wife and I researched on the internet, we were expecting a large cut going from, in a question mark style, going from here to here. And then he explained that he does a different kind of cut, that's a more modern technique, so the cut wouldn't be that large. And he gave me option that either my cut would be on my forehead here, that will be smaller cut, but it will be kind of visible, or he gave me option that it will be a little bit larger but little bit inside my hairline, which you can see right now. That will be little bit longer, but more hidden by hair. So he asked me that what's my preference was, and my answer was simple, that hey, I whatever you think is best, that's what you should do. I didn't care much about the cosmetic. My worries were to be well and the surgery to pass without any complication. Okay, I am all ready for going for the surgery. They took my vitals, created my IV point, and uh, gave me some medication. So they also marked where they're gonna cut it. So surprisingly, this is a good news. It is very smaller than what I expected and what I saw in the internet. So feel good about it. Around 8:30, some anesthesiologist will come and they will take me to the operation theater. And then around 8:20, anesthesiologist came. He gave me some calming medicine, and then it was the time of hugs and kisses. So I had to say goodbye to my family. I didn't know when and what stage I'm gonna meet them again. And that's all I remember. Seeing them good night, and my cart was rolled down the alley. And I remember very little after that, until 2 days later. The day one, the day of the surgery. Honestly, I do not remember much, rather nothing about that day, other than that my cart rolled down the alley of the hospital after saying goodbye to my wife and my friends. I do remember sometime I was in the ICU, sometime in the night, my wife feeding me some soup, and my one of my close friend stayed overnight with me. I remember nurses coming on frequently to check on me. Every time nurse comes in, my friend woke up, and that's all the faint memory I have. Although my friends and my family told me that both of my sons came to visit me, but unfortunately, I don't remember any conversation with him. Maybe that's because of I was under the influence of anesthesia. And then a couple of my other friends came in to visit me on that day, but I don't have much of the memory of that. So that was the first night. The next story I'm going to tell is that what I heard from my family and friends, that on the day of surgery, the surgery was supposed to be finished around late afternoon, around 2 p.m. or 3 p.m., because they took me around 8:30 a.m. But surgery didn't finish until 6 p.m. in the night. My surgeon came in around 4 p.m. My wife, my family, friends, everyone was very worried. And then he explained that, as you remember, I have had two aneurysm. One is the MCA, which was right behind my eye, and one was the ACOM, that is center of my brain, and ACOM was little bit deep down there. And the surgeon earlier warned us that sometime it's difficult to reach there, but he will try to fix both of them in single surgery. But we should be prepared that if it is difficult, he won't do the other one. He won't force anything. And he explained that there was some branches that was blocking the ACOM aneurysm, and he didn't want to force anything, so he had to try different configuration to clip that particular aneurysm, and that's what it took him so long. He also remembered my conversation, uh, in my very first conversation with the surgeon, when surgeon explained all the risk associated with this procedure, and he said that there is a less than 1%, almost 0% chance of someone dying during the surgery, but there is around 5% chance that somebody may live with some kind of neurological deficit. And I had told my surgeon that, hey, I would prefer to die, but I wouldn't like to live with any neurological deficit or being a disabled for my entire life. And God, this surgeon was God sent. I couldn't have hoped for better surgeon than this. And he remembered this. And he told my family and family members and my wife that I remember what your husband said. And that's why I was extremely careful, that so that I had to try multiple configuration to reach to my ACOM aneurysm and make sure that none of the other good arteries blocked. So the plan was to install one clip on each aneurysm, but the way anatomy he saw after opening my brain, he ended up placing 3 clips in each aneurysm. Total of 6 clips were placed in my two aneurysm, and that took so long. But my doctor was very patient, and he took his own time. He didn't rush. He wanted me to be all well, and that's why it took longer than expected and gave some kind of scare to my families and friends waiting outside. But at the end, it everything seems to be, it came good, because I was told that as soon as I was out of the surgery room, I was sent directly to for a CT scan. And then my surgeon said that it's not done yet. He is still concerned about around some micromillimeter of my vein, that if the blood is still going there. So he wanted to do a DSA again, digital cerebral angiogram. I had explained about this process in my earlier video. So he scheduled that for the very next day. And with that, my second day was over. I was in the ICU with my closest friend, and he was there all night with me, waking up every time nurse came on to check on me, asking me the simple question, what's my name, where am I, and why I am there, just making sure that my neurological functions are all right.
Going for digital cerebral angiogram to make sure all the treatment went well.
Which day is this?
This is January 16th at UMMC. I remember that.
No, day 1 or day 2 of your recovery?
Day 2.
Okay, good. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, okay. Little bit tired.
I know.
Actually, very tired.
Very tired. Okay. But you're doing great.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what the doctors feedback too.
Yeah.
Yes. That's good. Done? You want to show thumbs up?
I was still in the ICU room, and my family tells me the first thing in the morning that they just took me for the DSA, and I have no memory of that at all. And as I said that during my first DSA, that was before the surgery, during the diagnosis, they did it from my wrist artery, where they inserted a thin tube going up to my brain, putting some dye and taking a 3D images. This time, for some reason, they tried with my left wrist, but they couldn't get it done because I saw some mark. So then they finally resorted to my groin artery, and they made a hole in my groin artery, and from there they did the DSA. And the reason they did DSA, because my surgeon was still in doubt that some micromillimeter of my acom aneurysm is not closed properly and blood may still be flowing into it, and that's why he wanted to be extra sure, and that's why he wanted this DSA done before he discharged me. So after the DSA, it was all good news. My surgeon came in very excited, very happy, and he said that what he thought was wrong. There is no blood flowing through my either of the aneurysm, and I am all good. And that was a good news for everyone. And at this point, I am started getting my sense. I started talking to my family, started talking to my kids. My kids visited me again, and this time I remember talking to them. My friends came in. I remember talking to them, and then this is the time. Then they said that they're gonna now downgrade me from ICU room to the regular room, and that was also a good news. And that night, at some point in that night, I was transferred back to the normal room. Today is the day 3 of my in the hospital. I'm feeling all fine. Only thing is there is a swelling on my right eye. Doctor says that it's normal. I'm putting ice patch and all. I was transferred to the regular normal room, whatever they call it, and that's where I woke up. Now I was in full sense. I woke up beside my wife. My wife stayed this whole night with me. And then two physical therapists came in that day, and they wanted to make sure that I can walk, I can take steps, so that the neck, if I need any physical therapy. So I got up from my bed. I remember the first time, and then I was given a walker to walk a little bit. I walked few steps with the walker, and then I realized that I didn't need them. So I took off the walker, and then I walked by myself in the alley, and my physical therapist was very pleased, very happy, and then. They tried to walk me to the steps, so I was able to walk 5 steps without any support or any help, and that was a great news for them. They didn't try to me with anything. I was sent back to my room, and then that day moved pretty quick, and suddenly they said that, hey, we have an option, we have a paperwork for your discharge, because you don't need any physical therapy, you don't need to be here, neurologically you seems all fine, so you can go home, and you can go home now immediately. And I didn't have my clothes there, because somehow my clothes was in my car. The car was gone back to the home. I was in my friend came in his car, and they were said that no problem, you can go in a gown, I'll give you a blanket, put the blanket on, but go, you will recover better at home. I think that was all good news. So finally, I just remember I was in the wheelchair down, and then my car was there. I was sat on the car, and this was right back home. And this was just the third day. We were expecting around 3 to 5 days of hospital stay, and this was quite pleasantly surprised. I was so glad to be driving back home with my friend and my wife. Yeah, this is the day 3 of my surgery, I think. Little bit foggy. I think I am all okay. My bowel movement is not coming. That's bothering me a lot more than anything else. I do have some pain in my incision, but I'm under the medication, so it doesn't feel that bad. Day 4, and that's the best day. I woke up on my own bed beside my wife. What could have been better than that? I was thinking that I will gonna be in hospital between 3 to 5 days, and the day 4 I was at home, waking up on my own bed. So I was so thankful that I was recovering well, At this point, I was remembering everything. I recognized everyone. I didn't notice any slur in my speech. I my vision was fine. I was able to recall all the events in my life. Only thing which was hazy was the day of the surgery and the day after the surgery. That I didn't remember fully, but after that I remember everything. I recognize everyone. And if you have been watching my video, I have said earlier that my two biggest worries were, number one, that if I'm gonna pass this to my kids, and the second one was I wanted to be neurologically sound, neurologically the way I was before the surgery. And I think I thank to God, I thank to my doctor and all my friends and family who prayed for me. That came true. I do not feel lagging with anything right now in terms of neurological. Yes, I do have a large cut. Yes, I do have pain in that. I feel fatigue, but that's all tolerable. But my brain is okay. I remember everything. I try to remember some of my work stuff just to make sure that I remember those, and I did. So this was all good news. But then again, I also learned that I have to take things slowly. I have to be more patient and take my time with this. Do not hurry. And I'm walking every day, even inside home. Weather is pretty bad outside. We just had around foot of snow couple of days ago. So I am just walking inside my home around 6,000 steps every day. So things are progressing okay. Yeah, I'm still taking a lot of medications, some of the sleep medication and some pain medication, and I think I'll get off of those soon. Day 5 after my surgery, day 2 at my home. So a conventional wisdom is that I should be getting better every day. I should be feeling better every single day. But somehow this was a surprise to me that how non-linear this recovery was. It may be because even after on day 3 and day 4, I was under the influence of lot of medication and anesthesia. I think those were wearing out. So starting day 5, I started feeling more pain in my incision site. My pain is unbearable today. I think initial few days I had a lot of under the influence of anesthesia, so I didn't feel it and it worn off. I am taking Tylenol and one another medicine, but pain is very high on my cut side. So I just woke up with the intense pain. Just took Tylenol. I'm gonna rest and see how it gets better. Fatigue. Yeah, I was very weak. I before the surgery, I used to walk around 13,000 steps every day. I used to walk 2 hours. So of course I cannot expect that, but here I set myself a target that at least I will walk 6,000 steps every day. But that has been a challenge for me because after 15 minutes of walking, I am just getting tired and I had to sit down. Other thing was that my head, that's totally mess because I have a cut here and they were putting lot of ointment here, so it's all greasy and messy and sticky, and I've been advised not to put direct water in this for at least 2 weeks. So that's kind of a little bit bothering me, not much, but that's been challenge. Other than that, I'm not very hungry for some reason. I'm not eating as much as I used to, and my blood sugar level, it seems like going up and down a lot. So, but all of those physical problem aside, I can bear with that. I am not particularly worried about any of those. I can fight those one. the thing which I was most worried about, any neurological deficit, neurological problem. And I am very glad with the God, my doctors, my friends, my family, all the prayers, that that thing went well. And hopefully I am out of the woods now, that I won't face any more neurological issues. But I am getting used to of this new life, and I think I'll get better. So day 6 and day 7. Frankly, I didn't see much difference between day 5, 6, and 7. All feels like a constant to me. I'm feeling okay. Little bit worse than last 2 3 days. I think it's because I was under the influence of lot of medications that's wearing off right now. Not any major problem, but yeah, little bit of pain in my incision site, and uh, when I walk, I feel tired pretty soon, so can't walk much. But other than that, neurological, I think I am fine. I can remember thing, recognize thing. Only thing is that some of the recent days just after the surgery, I have no idea about the people who visited me, people I spoke to. But that's maybe because of I was under the narcotic. Today I had my appointment with my primary care, and she seems to be very pleased with my progress, and everything went well. So we'll see next few days how it goes, but feeling good now. Thank you. Uh, One thing that my digestive system that acted weirdly on day 6. I think I missed my couple of doses of stool softener that my doctor had given, and that was a big mistake. So that made me a little bit constipated, and it was very hard for me me in the bathroom, because I can't put much pressure, because whenever I try to put pressure, my incision starts hurting. So that's been a challenge to me. The other challenge is just the boredom, because I'm not the kind of person who can sit idle or sleep. I want to do things, and welcome to this 21st century. Even if people are around, I need my phone, I need my iPad, I need my computer, I need my TV. But my doctor suggested to stay away from that at least for 2 weeks. So I am following his advice, actually more than me. My wife is following his advice, making sure that I don't have access to any of those. And that's one more reason that it took me so long to record this episode. But other than that, I'm moving along, and I just want to thank everyone. Thanks to all my friends and family, everyone who is checking on me. I am out from work on FMLA, so all day I'm home. So anyone who calls me, even if talk for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just bring a smile on my face. And lot of viewers who have been checking on me. Thank you for showing your support. It means a lot. And yeah, I think even though I don't see the day 5, 6, 7 as a constant, but internally I do feel that I am getting better. And hopefully in next episode I will have more good news, I will have more things to tell you. But one thing I learned when if you have watched my earlier episode, what I was most afraid of, losing any of my neurological abilities, because my doctor said there is a 5% chance, but my doctor said that, yeah, 5% chance in the book, but with my experience I never had anyone, so take up that as a 0.5% chance. But when I was looking at all the social media, all the internet, everywhere, most of the stories I have seen where people have gone through the surgery for unruptured aneurysm, they had some kind of difficulties that lasted 6 months, 8 months, slur in speech, vision problem, waking up in the night, extreme fatigue, not remembering things, and brain slowing down. By God's grace, I am not experiencing any of this. Then again, I want to say that every person is different, every person's recovery is different. But if you are on the fence, just like how I was, have trust on you, have trust on family, have trust on God, have trust on your neurosurgeon. And that's what I did, and I am glad that I went through this. So yeah, next time I promise I will talk to you guys soon and bring more update to me. I want to keep this going on, and I want to be very honest, very real, and tell you if anything goes wrong and tell you if anything goes right, because I don't want anyone else to be on the fence for so long as I was looking for the right information. And that's all I want. I want to help with this documentary, with this YouTube channel, anyone who is in the fence like me. And if you think that I am helping you, please do me a favor. Please subscribe and like, so that this video can go to the more people and more people can benefit from it. With that, thank you, and I promise to bring you my next episode soon. Thank you.